Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the King Brain here, bringing you a $600 game computer build. I put together the parts on PC Part Picker earlier today, and I'm going to be showing you if you want a entry-level gaming computer that's going to run CS:GO at, obviously maxed out 200 plus FPS, Minecraft, League of Legends, DOTA, all the basic games you're going to want to play when you first get a computer and start playing seriously, just to see if you like computer gaming. And then also AAA games you can run medium to high, 60 frames per second, depending on which AAA game it is. Probably can expect running Witcher 3 on medium settings for 60 frames per second, because that game is probably almost impossible to run. This is a 1080p gaming desktop. It's only the desktop, no operating drive, no optical drive, no operating system. But you can get a copy of Windows for about $20 on Reddit, which I'll probably should leave a link in the description to how to do that. And then no monitor, but you can just plug it up to a TV if you wanted, so that's not that big of a deal. And that's so let's go ahead and get started. So to start off, we're gonna have a ASRock H97 anniversary ATX LG1150 motherboard in this computer. It's a really nice motherboard for the price, $67 on superbiz.com. Reliable website. i3, i5, i7s will go in this up to I think 4th generation. It doesn't allow for overclocking, but with this card you can't overclock, so it's really not a big deal. But you could still upgrade to i7 in the future. But you may want to get a card motherboard that'll let you overclock. Just depends. For the CPU, I've chosen the Intel Core i3 4170 3.7 gigahertz dual core processor. It's $113. Has hyper-threading, so it has dual core with those extra 2 cores that'll allow you to use those 2 cores for 100% full gaming. Just run those 2 cores for the games, and then have the background processes and everything else running in the background. Not too much running in the background, maybe like your YouTube or something, but probably not too much in the background. No real apps in the background playing, because its hyper-threaded cores are only about 30% of the real core, but they're virtual cores, so it's it saves you a lot of money than trying to get a i5, or you could have went with the FX AMD processor, but those are very, very weak cores. And because games nowadays, really, most games only let you utilize 2 cores. Some of the newer games let you utilize 4. It's very pointless having 6 cores unless you're going to get an editing computer. But I'll be doing an editing computer build pretty soon. Just I'm trying to learn how to put these computer parts, not really put the computer parts together, but put these videos together with all, like how I want the videos to work. Because the parts are, they're actually really easy to find. I'll probably do some more computer videos. I'm really getting computer gaming because of my entry-level build, which is actually like more or less a high to medium build. Not really high, but it was a pretty nice quality build. The GTX 970, which is actually a 1440p card. But that's a little bit off track. Let's go ahead and get into the RAM. For this computer, we're gonna be running G.Skill Aries series, 8GB, 2x4 DDR3 1600 memory. The price has been going down and down and down. You can get $40. I think I bought my RAM for 39, like in the 30s. 8GB. 8GB is the standard for gaming. You don't need anything more than that unless you plan on doing editing. But live streaming with this with the graphics card in this computer, which I'm about to get to, really might hinder some performance, especially because of the fact you have a dual core processor. So this computer is upgradable, but for now I would just focus on playing games, which would only require 8GB. So for the graphics card, we got a XFX Radeon R9 280X 3GB Black Edition dual display video card. So $250. It's 3GB, which is really good VRAM. The more VRAM, the better in this situation. And expect to run all the games I was talking about earlier at very good quality, very good settings, and they work quite well. Very good graphics card. And it's actually, you could upgrade it, or if you wanted to run Crossfire, I mean 3GB of VRAM is actually pretty helpful if you were to run Crossfire, but I wouldn't suggest getting another one of these. I suggest if you ever were to upgrade, sell this and get something, whatever how much money you have, and upgrade your CPU, because your CPU would probably eventually bottleneck. For storage, we're not going to go with an SSD. We're just going to go for mass storage here with the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB 7200 RPM internal hard drive. Pretty much the standard for these entry-level gaming computers, 1TB, no SSD. Even though SSD prices are dropping, and if you were to want to invest money in SSD to put your Windows on, so your computer boots faster, and maybe some of your favorite games so they boot faster as well. You could, but that's your choice. And this is to save money, so we're just gonna go with this $50 hard drive. For the case, we got an NZXT Source 210 Black ATX Mid Tower case, $36. I actually have this case myself. Cable management is just fine. Doesn't support onboard 3.0 USB headers, so I may get a new case, but I don't know if I want to rebuild my whole computer. It's really debatable, but the case itself, for this price range is actually very good, and I would suggest getting it. And to power the whole thing, we're going to get an EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. Very good power supply, bronze certified, so for $45 it's pretty good. And that gives you room for overclocking on your GPU. Didn't really have to get too much extra watts because of the fact you can't overclock too much on this computer other than the GPU, but it should be fine. GPU is actually a really good overclocker, even though it's already set to a pretty high megahertz, as it's the black edition of the Radeon R9 280X. But other than that, this has been the $600 game computer build. Expect more builds in the future. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, comment and tell me that the video was stupid. So, peace out, guys.